Hello, this is Hannah from Team MV, and today I am walking you through how to turn your MemberVault site into your main website. So this is going along with our companion article. This is a tutorial walkthrough just using an example. So it just so happens that at the time that I've been doing some updates to this article, I am actually wanting to set up a website for my band. So I have a MemberVault account already that's got all of my products on it. This is really just kind of using a website in order to have internet space, and so I don't have any products for this account. You're probably going to be in a different situation where you actually do have products that you want to display, so I will cover that throughout this tutorial as well for how you would do that. So looking at the site right now, I've gotten it pretty much to the point where I'm ready to get the custom domain connected and be good to go and get off and running here. So I'll show you what I've set up. Your enough point might look a little bit different than mine, and there's still stuff that I want to come back and tweak. You'll see I have this announcement bar up here where I'm talking about how, July, August 2026, we are actively building out the site. So not every single thing is going to be linked or up that I want to have up. This is a work in progress. Definitely feel free to do something similar where you get it to a point where you're like, all right, I'm ready to start sharing this with people, but I do want to go back and change a few things as I go. So what I have set up here is our home page. So nice overview. And the way I did this was I created a page in MemberVault and I set that to my default home page. So I'll walk you through the admin side of how to do that as well. So I've got my home page. We're a band, so pretty much just want to have an about page, let people know how to connect with us, talk about upcoming shows, all that fun stuff. Again, slightly different business than what you might have here on your own MemberVault, but this is just a sample. So what I've done, we actually had, my partner and I both had pages set up on our other music websites for our duo specifically, so I just kind of took elements of both pages and I recreated that into this page here on MemberVault. So this part with the videos was all on my partner's page, and then some of these here were just, gigs that we have coming up in September, and then also embedded a kit newsletter form at the bottom of our site here. I've got our social is linked, so our Instagram and our YouTube channel, those are all linked below, and then I could add a few more links here potentially, and maybe even a little mini about blurb of what our duo is all about, so other things that I could put in future. And then right up at the announcement bar here, I've got our about page set up, so we'll click over to that, get a little bit of our backstory. We do have a newsletter form, which is a landing page that I made on Kit, and I just linked in our menu, so colors still want to tweak a little bit, but again, details that we will get back to. And then for the press kit, this is also a page that I've created in MV. Again, some stuff I want to do with the formatting, like I want to create more spaces around the pictures here, but they're just here for now. There's other elements I want to add to our press page, but usually when people are booking gigs, they want a bio and a photo, so that's what we have right now. The tech writer is something that is still hosted over on my partner's site, so that's just linked out externally there. So let's move over now to the actual admin setup of this. All right, so we're in the admin dashboard now for the site, and pretty much the only areas that I'm working with in this particular case is going to be content and pages, more specifically with that, then appearance and settings. Integrations probably will add Kit in at some point, but since I'm not worried about doing a product right now, that's just not something that I'm doing in this case, but you might already have a lot of this set up and you're just wanting to officially move everything over to MemberVault. So from the website layout standpoint, we'll look at those elements first. So let's just start in order here on the side in our dashboard. So if we go to content, then if you have a product, this is already going to be set up here. This is stuff that can show up on your marketplace. You can link it in that navigation bar across the top that you saw on the site. So you can draw specific attention to a certain product or maybe a category of products there. I know that there's some great examples of sites that we have linked in the article with this help article here where people are categorizing different types of offers they have. So maybe like a one-on-one or a membership or certain elements, niches within their brand that they want to specifically draw attention to. So that's all stuff that you can include on your website if you would like. We'll skip down now to pages. So what I did pretty much first thing when I created this account was I made different placeholders for all the pages I wanted to make. So home, about, I knew I wanted some kind of subscribe page or a contact page, and then our press kit and our tech writer. Now, I didn't actually end up using either the subscribe here or the tech writer page. Subscribe is hosted on Kit, it's a landing page, and then the tech writer is just a page that's on my partner's website that we can still link out to. So no urgent need to get rid of that or move it all totally over to MemberVault, since it's a site that we're still going to be keeping anyway. So we've got all this here, just wanted to move the big stuff over. So when I gotta move myself on the screen here. When I made the homepage, I did not use a template. I just went and formatted this just from prior experience with formatting, kept the margins kind of around where I liked to have them. So we've got, our header image, we've got a lot of different columns here. So this was just our full width block, a 3-column, another full width, 2 columns here. I'm just kind of playing around with it. This is stuff that I can always go back in and tweak and edit, so nice and easy to make changes in future as things change. Of course, we'll come to September 18th and 19th fairly soon, so I want to update those with later gigs in October, November, etc., so on and so forth. So we'll definitely be coming back and editing all of these as we go, but which is nice and easy to do here in MemberVault. You just come in and you edit the page. So I did that for the home page. I created our about page, the press kit page, again, stuff here that I want to tweak a little bit, but it's good to just have a placeholder in place at the moment. So once you've got your pages all ready, then let's pop over to appearance, which is where we're gonna spend a lot of time. So I set the title of my site, Shannon Lee, that's our duo. This is the Irish spelling for the River Shannon, the River Lee, if you're curious. And then we put our logo in. We made a favicon to put up here in this part when you're clicking around on our site. So instead of the default MemberVault favicon, it's going to be the Shannon Lee one right there. Set our colors for branding. This is stuff that you already might have set up, but I didn't really worry about the fonts or custom defaults or anything like that. A lot of this is more for having products anyway, so we might end up having like a, join our email list and get this swag freebie product that I might put on MemberVault at some point, but that's stuff to worry about, again, down the road. So you'll notice that if you don't have your welcome area set up, that this is going to look pretty empty. It does not look like what you were seeing on my site. This is because I set my page that I created as my home page, so I don't have a marketplace, but if you had active products that were set up, then that would show up in this view with the account preview. Again, skipped over the welcome area. Don't really need it right now because we don't have products. I might end up setting this up at some point, and right now it's also set to no, so no welcome area to show. We created that as a replacement on the home page. That's our official welcome area in this case. The announcement bar, if you want to use this to let people know that you're actively building your site, I love using the announcement bar. It's a great way of showing people, like, hey, this site is having work done, like, here when I'm recording this in August 2026, and you can be like, oh yeah, this is like, this month. So they're actively working on this. So I like to use the announcement bar for that. It's totally optional, but wanted to show it to you just in case. You can set the background color. We're kind of going with the Irish tricolor with our green and white and orange theme here. And then, you can have that as a little pop of color. But the thing that I really want to draw your attention to is this navigation menu. And this is a great feature for using MemberVault as your main website, or even just using it as an extension of your other website. I love using it for my hannahharriskuehl.com site that I have here on MV. So you can set how you want your items to be aligned, and then your header size. This would just change the margin that you have across the top. And then here you can see that I have all of my navigation items linked. So if we go into this action, you can see all the different settings. So it's home is the name of the page, and then I've got, this is what's just displaying across the top of the navigation bar. I've set it to a page, but I could also set home here since this is my home page, but I just decided to do a page. And then we've got the blog feed, we've got products, all products, category. This is especially great. So what I was mentioning earlier, if you've got those different categories of products that you want to call attention to and easily navigate to across the top of your site, definitely a great one. If you have a community, if you use our community feature, then you could link that as well. And then also any external links, which is also what I'm using in this particular case. So lots of different options for where you can link across your navigation menu. Does not have to be 5 items. It can be as many items as you want. Obviously keep an eye on it for readability, legibility, and presentation. But I happen to just like the 5, and that's really all that I need at this case. So that's how you would set that up. And then you select the page that you would want there. So I could select any of these pages that I made, but we're going with our home page. So we'll just click save there. So you can see that I've gone through and I've done the page that I made for the home, the about, and the press kit, and then I'm using external links. So again, my partner's website, we're just using that for our tech writer link, and then the newsletter is a landing page on Kit. All right, so the only other place that I want to look now in appearance is the footer menu. And there, again, if you have products, you can decide if you want to keep this yes or no here. You can put that about blurb. You can keep MemberVault there. I'm putting my affiliate link down and leaving Powered by MemberVault at the bottom. It's a great little way to share your affiliate link if you're an affiliate from MemberVault. And then links, you could add, privacy policy terms, any other links that we want to add. If I wanted to put another link for our tech writer down at the bottom of the footer, then I could do that and just link out to my partner's website and could link to our mail to shannonlee.com and do our email link down there as well. And then for socials, any social media that you want to share here. We're pretty much just on YouTube and Instagram at this point. Maybe we'll get a Facebook page down the line and add that in, but this is all stuff that you could edit as you go. And of course, anything that you don't fill out won't show on your site, so you can just leave it be. And then, yeah, you can ignore the account preview part there. So that is pretty much all we want in the appearance section. So now we'll go to settings, which is our next big thing. So the thing that I really want to show you all is this home page here. So it could either be your main products page, which would be your marketplace, and that's where the account preview is showing, and any active products that you have would appear just automatically on that page. In this case, because this is my main website, and this is probably likely something you're going to want to do as well, you're going to want to set this to be a home page that you created. So I'll select that from the list, and then you can either click save here to hard save your changes, or you can click outside of the box anywhere. The only other thing on this page that you might want to look at for now is, of course, if you're sharing your site and you want to add in your SEO, always a good place to put that there. And then advanced settings, if you have any custom CSS or JavaScript that you're embedding, codes that you're embedding for your account, like analytics tools, anything like that, that's a good place to keep this. And CSS, any custom styling that you want to do that is not part of the default on MemberVault, you would put that there. So you might be doing a little bit of work in this section. I'm ignoring it for now, but might come back and add, analytics or anything like that to this section. If you want custom admin CSS for your own presentation while you're working around your account, you're welcome to use that as well. So then we will look next at our custom domain. So this is my other MemberVault site here, but basically, now that I've got everything set up and I'm ready to get things connected, what I'll do is I want to use www.shannonlee.com, and then I'm not going to set this up for you on the video because every single domain host is different, but I would follow the steps to add the different CNAME records into my domain host and get this all connected. So I would just click continue to step 2 and get that process started. Once I have connected this domain, so instead of it being shannonlee.mvsite.app up at the top in the search bar, once it says www.shannonlee.com, Then you will want to set up a forwarding redirect. So if people were just to type shannonlee.com into their search bar, then it would pull up with your site and they wouldn't have to include that www. So that's just one extra step. If you're using this as your main site and you're using the www subdomain here, then that's one extra step to do after you've completed all the steps on this page. So if you have any questions, definitely let us know. We'll be happy to help. Happy to help you in chat support or in email at hello@membervault.co, and we'll see you in the next video.